Hey everybody, it's Anthony Conklin. Welcome to the Anthony Conklin Show, where we talk about passion, purpose, and why, both in business and in life. Today we have someone super special on the show that I've been following for quite some time. He's a performance coach, he's a speaker, he has a best-selling book called Live It, all about helping people become better than what they are today by very specific coaching strategies. I'm not going to get into the details because let me tell you why. We have something super special for you. I usually have a format that I go through when I have these interviews. My guest has just kind of led me into something that is going to change the way you do your business. I'd like to introduce someone I'm going to call my good friend, Mr. Jairek Robbins. Jairek, how you doing, man?
Very good, sir. Thank you for having me. Everyone listening, thank you for giving us a few moments of your life. I know things are crazy right now, but my hope and our promise is if you stick with us for this next 15 or so minutes, we're going to give you something that has the potential to help you guys survive this chaos of what's going on.
Some very specific strategies that we can implement right now. I just posted something up on LinkedIn a few minutes ago, and I talked very prescriptively about we are now in this new normal. And that new normal is we are in a virtual digital world. If you're not thinking about how to be relevant, how to shift your mindset, but also shift your business and actually get your business back on track as we go through this economic downturn, you're going to lose. And Jairek is bringing some really specific tools, tactics. Jairek, it's all up to you, bud. Thanks.
Real simple. With chaotic times going on right now, what we're aiming for, stage one we're aiming for, is to survive. How do we survive this? And normally we talk about thriving and growing and all this stuff, but number one, most important, how do we survive this chaos? There'll be a lot of companies that don't. There'll be some that do better than they've ever done, but there'll be a lot that don't survive this. And so number one, if you're a small business owner, how do we survive? And there's three things we need to focus on. Number one, what do we need to protect? What's working in your business that we need to protect right now? And we got to lock it down. Number two, what do we need to pivot? What used to work that doesn't work? And if we made a solid adjustment to it, it can become very relevant right now and it can work again. It's just not working in the way things are. And three, where do we need to prosper? What can we bring to market right now? And we don't want to reinvent the whole wheel, but what small adjustments can we make where we bring something to market that's wildly necessary and needed that allow us to really prosper in that category? So three things: protect, pivot, and prosper. The first thing we got to think about is what is oxygen to your business? If we took away food, you could last about 30 days. We take away oxygen, you're dead in minutes. And what oxygen is within a business is cash, operating cash, not profits, but operating cash. So we got to sit down right now and we got to do an analysis real quick. Ideally, you get on a 13-week rolling cash system that shows you exactly what your bills are, exactly what your payments are, when they're going out, when the cash is coming in, and it keeps you alive. But the simple one, because we don't have a ton of time to talk through this, 3 colors. You're going to need a green. This is a must keep payment. You need a yellow. This is a might do without it, but probably need it. And then you're going to have a red, which we label WTF, which is why am I still paying for this? I did this exact little system with a client of mine from a top law firm in London. In red, he had $50,000 a month of expenses in personal expenses that were in red. Like, why am I still paying for this? I didn't even realize it was on my P&L. And we saved them $50,000 a month just by doing that exercise. So green highlight, which is I got to pay it. Yellow, I could do without it, but I might not. I'll see. Red, this needs to be literally canceled immediately. So we need this to conserve some cash for you. Number 2, core clients. My goodness. If you lose your core clients in a time like this, because you're so busy trying to get new clients that you don't pay attention to the clients you have, your business is going to collapse because you're going to take out the bread and butter of what holds it up, which are the people you're already doing business with. Fastest way to grow your business: take care of the ones you have and have them keep buying from you for a very long time. How do we keep your core clients? Well, you're going to need to know what they need, what they want, and what they desire, and how they need it, how they want it, how they desire it. And you're going to have to deliver it better than anyone on earth has ever delivered it to them right now. You got to step up your game in delivery and give them more and better service than they've ever experienced. So what do they need, want, desire? How do they need, want, desire it? You got to deliver. Finally, community. You got to protect your community, which is your team. You need to put together a team survival kit that says, hey, with the team members, we're going to number 1, which is keep. We're going to keep these team members. They're critical to our business. How are we going to help them be their absolute best selves right now? Mental fortitude, emotional resilience, physical health and fitness. How do we keep our team at their absolute best and high performance if they're going to be working here so they have the ability to deliver more with less time and less effort, but they're going to be able to deliver more because they're high performers? 2, I hate to say this, it's not my favorite topic in the world, but because of times and economic uncertainties, there's going to be some transitions going on right now. of people who you're going to need to let go of because they're not mission critical. I saw a beautiful, beautiful thing that happened from a radically uncool situation. There was a gentleman who had to close 46 locations around of his business. He had to let go 4,000 employees, but he did something that was absolutely beautiful and just touched my heart. And what it was is he sat down and with every single employee created a promo kind of outline of their best traits and abilities. And then they promoted it via their newsletter and their website and their social media and said, hey, who in the world is looking for someone with these talents and these skills and these abilities right now? And they helped them transition to a new place, which, these people were like family to him. 4,000 people he considered to be family. He helped powerfully and positively transition to a better place. And that's a great gift you can give to the people who've helped you build your business and helped you done so well so far. So who are you going to keep? How are you going to keep them at their best? Who are you going to transition? And what kind of plan can you put in place to wildly support them? This is really important. We're going to need clarity on what's working and what's not working. We're going to use a little decision-making matrix that says, if I take action, if I do this, what will happen and what won't happen? Kind of these little spots up here. What will happen and what won't happen? If I don't get rid of what's not working, what will happen and what won't happen? Then you go to, that's what's working. Then you go to what's not working. What's no longer working right now? And what do you got to do about it? Most likely, if it's not working, you got to shelve it. You got to table it. You got to get rid of it. You got to move it out of the way, so that what's not working doesn't land up sinking your whole business. So you got to move those things out of the way and you got to focus on what's working. Number two, you got to get it to a sweet spot. And this is marketing and sales. If it's nice to have, but the way you deliver it is how you used to deliver it 6 months ago, that's headed towards death because you become instantly irrelevant. If you keep saying what you used to say, you're now irrelevant in this marketplace. There's too much chaos.
What got you here is not going to get you there.
No, what got you here will get you killed right now. And so we got to get you to the sweet spot, which is compelling and must have to survive. Right. You got to sit down with what you deliver and say, what we deliver. How can we deliver this in a compelling way? And really, truly, why is what we do mission critical for success right now? Why is what we do mission critical? And we got to be able to honestly and truly deliver that in a compelling way, why we're mission critical. Finally, you got to make firm decisions. With chaos and calamity going on, you're going to need to create a model. I don't have time to walk you through this one. Well, I could real quick. This is something my dad taught me years ago. OOCEMR. What's the outcome? What are the options? What are the positive and negative consequences? You need to evaluate and give each one a score, mitigate any of the downsides, and then resolve and make a decision on the spot. If you can train your team to have a decision-making process, you're going to make sure no one makes an emotional decision that kills your business right now. You need 3 layers or 2 layers of people that run through the process before every major decision so you don't do a knee-jerk reaction and kill the whole team. True. Finally, prosper. It cannot be wide to wide. It can't be we help everyone do everything. You're out of business if you do that. Can't be wide to narrow. We help everyone with this one thing. No. You got to get wildly specific right now if you want to survive, which is we help this person do this thing extraordinarily well. And if you can do that, if you can get real narrow to narrow, real specific on who you help and how you help them, now you bring that over to number 2 in Prosper, which is partners. Partnership is how I scaled my business from 1 or 2 clients a month to 20 clients in a day. And how we did that is you need 3 things. You need somebody that people know, like, and trust. You need a platform that allows you to have a wide reach. And then you need a world-class product or service. You need to deliver something at an exceptional level of delivery. It has to be fantastic. And if you can do that, now you have a true partnership. And if it's a very specific niche and a great partnership, you're going to see lift on a brand new product that comes to market, which means you're going to need a really solid pitch. 2 models we recommend that are unbelievable for a service pitch and a product too, but mostly service. Number 1, Story Brand. He has a great model of how to pitch what it is you do to people. And number 2, you can Google Genius Model. This is where you put your client at the center and you say, what 3 things can we help our client do better than anyone in the world? And how do we describe that to them? So real simple. I hope this is useful. Number 1 is we want to help you survive this chaos of what's going on. How we can do that is help you protect what's working, pivot on what needs to be shifted in order. It used to work, but it doesn't anymore. How do we pivot that to get it to work again? And then what do we bring to the market where we can prosper? You do those 3 things, we have a chance to survive. And months later, once this is all passed and we've survived the chaos, then we can focus on thriving in the future.
If you guys didn't feel that was valuable, I don't know what to say. That was probably one of the most powerful interviews we've had in such a long time. Thank you for taking us through that. I mean, that was a $1 million presentation. I think what the thing I liked about it too, Jairek, is you could take portions of that in your personal life. Like, what do you need to survive during this economic downturn? I like you said, story brand. I love story brand. I live it. I created my business, and I've actually gone through the story brand, the 7 steps, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. We use something called the Entrepreneur Operating System, EOS, by Gino Wickman, which also works. But I like how you put it together because it was so easy to follow. One thing I wanted to ask you is, of those different steps that you take, are there any newest, latest, and greatest tools we can use to maximize those 3 steps and get us out of this mess that we're in?
Man, tons for every step. This is a high level overview. Like I said, in that cash, that's the simplest thing you can do. Take 3 highlighters. Green is what you keep. Right. Yellow is what you could maybe get rid of. Red is what you can toast immediately. With that though, if we were to do a deep dive there, we'd get you on a 13-week rolling forecast of cash management for your company, which is, that's a big thing to unpack. Yep. That's where we got to get a spreadsheet going. We got to get all the details of what's going on, and we got to watch this thing daily. Yeah, because that 13-week rolling indicator, that's a leading indicator rather than a lagging. You get to see where your money's going. You can watch it, live. That's right. Which I think is fantastic. That came from a mentor of mine who's been buying and selling businesses for 40 years. And when he would go into a company that was literally on a trajectory headed for a crash, he would come in, and the very first thing he would do is get him on a 13-week rolling forecast, cash management, because if they run out of operating cash, they're dead. Yeah, right now, this is the opportunity. This is what we've been training for. This is what we've been preparing for.
It's here. All the good times. Reality. It's a reality. Yeah, it really is.
Truthfully, in the mindset, if people aren't excited about right now, and I know someone's going to write us a message is like, how could you say to be excited about right now? Yeah. My goodness, if you train your brain to look for opportunity, and this will also be useful. If you get fear lives in 3 places: the mind, the emotions, and the body. Most people in my industry, personal development, tend to focus on how do we clear the mind of fear. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you've ever been viscerally scared, like you're hiking at night and you hear a deep behind you. There is a physiological, tingly feeling in your body that's radically uncomfortable. That's like, you're either going to run really fast or you're going to die. Yeah. Or you're going to turn around and try to fight whatever growled at you.
That's real fear. That's like, oh my gosh, fear. I'm going to die.
Yeah. Now, I don't care if you turn around and you're like, I'm positive, I'm happy, and people like me. Good luck, you're dead. And so physiological fear takes over the nervous system. And so we got to say, how could we reset physiological fear and get it out of the body? And so the very first place that we're going to reset physiological fear is we need to cleanse the physical body of it. And the only way I know I know a bunch of ways, but I'll give you 2 ways that are instant, like right now. 1, 3-minute ice cold shower. Oof. If you go take a 3-minute ice cold shower, and depending on where you live in the world, it is colder in certain places than others. But either way, 3-minute ice cold shower, it will knock the fear out of you. It'll also knock the thoughts out of your brain, and it'll knock the breath out of your body. And the combination causes your whole body to reset because you go, and you can't breathe, and you can't think, and you can't feel anything except for this urge to run from the water. But what happens is it resets your nervous system. I've had people tell me I was in the worst position of my life. I felt like ending my life. I didn't know what to do. And I'm like, go take a 3-minute ice cold shower. They're like, it won't help. Never mind. They went and did it. They came back. They're like, I can think again because it reset their nervous system. The other way to get there is breathing. A friend of mine just wrote a book. It's not out until May, but she trains hedge fund managers, pro athletes, Olympians, how to manage their nervous system through their breathing. She recommended something really simple. Download HRV or Elite HRV, which is an app. It's a breathing and heart rate variability app. Okay. So you download this little app. I have no stake in this. It's just very useful right now, and I'm trying to pass it on to people. And then what you do is you also buy this little polar heart strap. It's like a heart rate monitor. It's like $60 or $70 online. It's the Polar 10. It's this little heart rate monitor. Amazon will get it to you in a day. Right. And each morning, you strap it on your chest. You hit this little thing that's called the morning readiness test. And what it does is it takes your heart rate and your breath pattern, and it gauges how ready your nervous system is to take on the day. And it says, are you sympathetic, which is the gas pedal, or are you parasympathetic, which is the brake? And this morning I got a 7 that says, great job compared to your recent baseline. You should be able to take on train harder today and handle more stress today.
How did you change your mindset, Jairek? How did you change that? That's the big question people can ask. That's great, Jairek, but how did you change? How did you shift?
So here's what's crazy. And let me tell you this. I got a 10 yesterday or 2 days ago, which means I got worse. Now, what's interesting, this isn't a hero story. This is I did something not as useful in the last 24 hours compared to the day before. The day before, my nervous system was totally in line, ready to go.
Right.
And I look back and I said, and here's how you do it. What did I do yesterday afternoon or last night that caused my nervous system to get all wound up? And I said, you know what? I checked the stupid news.
Yes.
Oh,
there it is.
And it jacked up. It got in my head. It jacked up my nervous system. It messed up my sleep. Well, actually, my sleep was pretty good, but it kind of messed with my sleep. But this morning, the thought of it was causing my heart rate to be elevated and my nervous system to be less prepared to take on the day than yesterday.
Wow.
And I went, oh. And what happens is everyone's going to be different with this tool, but it's going to give you an indicator of how prepared you are to take on your day. If I got one, so I've gotten a lower score before, like a 5 or 6, and it says like, it's recommended you do deep breathing for 20 minutes to recalibrate your nervous system, which is amazing because it gives you something you can instantly do. And it seems like a long time, but it physiologically resets your entire nervous system. She says, if you do this for 10 weeks, it'll literally change your life. 2, fear lives in your emotions. My dad taught me when I was a little kid, what you focus on, you feel.
Right.
Really simple. So how do we get our focus to flood our body with what we want to feel? Really simple. Questions. So we need to train our brain to ask a question.
That's right.
Let's say you want to feel more certainty, more courage right now.
Right.
You say, okay, where is the courage within me? Where is the courage in my life? Where have I been courageous? And how can I be courageous? And your brain will answer that versus why am I freaking out? Why am I scared? Why am I so stupid? You ask the wrong questions, you're going to get the wrong answers. You want to
that's better questions. Yeah.
Totally.
Better
Where's
questions.
the joy? Where's the miracle? Where's the blessing?
Right.
Third place. So we have in your body, in your emotions. Third is in your brain. This is where you have to choose to flood your brain with stories of people who've succeeded in times like this. Otherwise, you're toast. If you focus on what's falling apart, you're going to fall apart with it. This is where if you focus on what's worked, you might go back to the Great Depression, one of the hardest economic times in the U.S.
Yeah.
Joseph Kennedy took $4 million and over the 6 years of the Great Depression turned it into $180 million.
Amazing.
Dude, if he turned 4 into 12, I'd be impressed. He turned 4 into 32, unbelievable. 4 into 108? What magic wand was he waving?
Incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Looking at some,
you make good money, and your dad talks about this too. He says a lot of entrepreneurs became successful in a downturn. Right.
Yes.
That's the best time to have. If you're cash rich, it's a good time to invest.
Yes.
Jairek, you talk a lot about, that was super helpful for my listeners and for my viewers. For those of you who haven't already picked up, Jairek is the son of, life coach, business strategist, and one of my mentors, Tony Robbins. Jairek, you've done such a fabulous job of taking, the things that you've learned, not only from your dad, but also just being an innovator in your industry, that you've taken it, you've made it your own. I love that about you. Sometimes when they say family members become minis of their parents, you've carved out this part of your life that is just so uniquely yours. And I'm grateful that you had a chance to share it with us today. So we're going to turn the page and we're going to bring it home for us. Jairek, I'm so grateful for you, buddy. Thank you for taking time. Thank you for sharing all of that information with us. For those of you that are watching, or for those of you that are listening, tell people where they can find you.
So right now you can go to JarekRobbins.com. It's my main website, always there. We're going to be doing a deep dive, probably bi-weekly, in this process. I'm pretty sure that'll be on highperformanceventures.com. Okay. But just in case, go to JarekRobbins.com. It'll be there. It's my main website. Literally, we've been putting this together for the last probably 48 hours, specifically to help small business owners right now in these times. The majority of my personal clients are all small business owners. And I've been getting texts and phone calls of people saying, we just had to shut the doors. I'm pretty sure our business is toast. I was on the phone last night with my uncle saying, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose my business. Wow. And it was breaking my heart. And I sat down and I said, I've worked long enough with all these people and I've seen enough scenarios that I really believe I can pull something together that'll absolutely help them.
I think what you're doing right now, Jairek, is going to have a significant impact on business owners, and we appreciate all of your insights and your ideas and thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us, Jairek Robbins. I'm Anthony Conklin. This has been the Anthony Conklin Podcast, where we help entrepreneurs connect their passion, purpose, and why. Make sure you check us out everywhere on LinkedIn, on Instagram, Facebook, and also on YouTube. Don't forget, you have greatness within you. Don't forget, live every day with passion. Until next time, we'll see you real soon.